In this lecture, we will see how to draw a plumber block. Okay, so here you have first we will draw the circle of radius 25 mm. So first circle radius 25 mm. Then you have to draw this another circle of radius 35 mm. 35 mm radius. Then you have one more circle of semicircle of radius 43 mm. So you draw one more circle of radius 43 mm. 43 mm. Okay, we have two more circles here, that is of radius 31 mm and 33 mm. So two more circles of radius 31 mm, 31 and 33 mm. Circle of radius 33. So you got all these uh, five circles. Now we will draw one. Now this circle, outermost circle is semicircle only, and two inner circles also semicircle. So we'll just draw lines like this so that we can trim the unwanted portions. Now select this circle should be half. Okay, so you just select this trim, then select this line, and you don't need this portion that you're trimming. Then the second, these two circles you don't need this much portion, so you are trimming unwanted portions of that circle. Okay, now you got that. Now we have to draw this here. This is distance from here to here you have to find. Before that we will draw this bolt. Okay, so for that bolt the distance from here to center to this one is 106 mm. Okay, so 53 mm we have to draw, we have to offset this line. Okay, 53 mm, so offset, this is offset through 53 mm. This line you are offsetting through 53 mm. Then you have this side, this is m, this is m6 m16 bolt. Okay, so m16 bolt means 8 mm on either side you have to offset. So this one offset through 8 mm, this one, this side and this side. Okay, so 8 mm. Now you have to distance of this center from here base. Okay, that you have to find. So that is linear distance from this center to here, it is given as 64 mm. So that is 64 mm. So from through this center point we will draw a line like this, and then we will offset that. Now we will offset this line through 64 mm. Okay, offset through 64 mm this line. Now you got that point. Now from there this is 3 mm, so this one you have to offset through 3 mm. This line you are offsetting to 3 mm this side and this side. Okay, now you got those two lines. Now you got this point also. Now this is 14 mm away from the center point. Now that means you have to offset this line, okay, through 7 mm on either sides. 7 mm this line to so sorry, that is 14 mm actually, that is 14 mm. So this line you have to offset through 14 mm. 14 mm this line you are offsetting through 14 mm this side, and this side also 14 mm. So you got that line. This line also you got. Now this head, square bolt head is you have to find the dimension of that. So linear dimension, this head is of from here to here distance is 12 mm. So this line you have to offset through 12 mm, offset through 12 mm. this line you're offsetting through 12 mm like this. Now you got that head, you can draw that head. Now for that you have to trim unwanted lines. So first we will trim unwanted lines. Trim this portion you are selecting, and we'll trim all these lines, these two lines and this line. Then you don't need this line, this line, this portion and this portion, and you don't know this portion also. You got that line. You can trim this portion also. So you got the head of that bolt. Okay, now this line you have to offset through say 2 mm on either sides. Okay, you have to show the this threads here. You have to offset, this is, you have thread here. Okay, to show that thread you have to offset this line through 1 mm on either side or 2 mm on either sides. Okay, so offset. Before that we will measure the dimension of that dimension from here to here, that is 2 mm. Okay, so you have to offset that line, this line through 2 mm. Okay, offset through 2 mm on either sides, this line to this side and this line to this side. So you got that thread also. Now you have a curve here, you have a curve here, you can see you have a curve here like this. Okay, you have a curve here like this. So to draw that curve, what we'll do is first we will erase this unwanted line. Then we will offset this line through say 2 mm. We will just offset that through 2 mm, this line like this. Okay, then we will draw a curve like this, curve arc 3 point from this point through to this point and up to that point. So you got that curve also. Now we will, unless this line is unwanted line, so you will erase that line, delete that. You got that curve also. Now we have to find this distance. This is 15 mm away. Okay, so this line you have to offset by 15 mm. So this is offset that by 15 mm. 15 mm. This line you are offsetting through 15 mm. So this line through 15 mm you are offsetting here. So you got that line. Now then you have this. This is 100, and here you have 196 is the distance of that from here. Okay, 196. So 196, that means half of that is 98. So this line you have to offset through 98. First we will just move it like this object a little bit towards right. Okay, now you see this, not that much, slightly only, because we need much only. So we need this diagram nearby, then only you can complete the diagram. So this is 196 mm from this point, center point to this center point. You have a hole to fix that object, this object plumber block to the to some ground or something like that. So you have a hole here, two holes. So that is 196 mm. That means 98 mm. You have to offset this line, half of that. Okay, offset through 98 this line to this side. Okay, then you got that line. Then you have this line you got, and this is 14 mm. Again you offset that through 14 mm on either sides, through 14 mm on either sides, this line to this side and this line to this side. Okay, then you have, this is 268 mm. Okay, this is 268 mm outermost diameter, so outermost distance. So this line again you are going to offset through 134 mm. 134 mm. This line you are offsetting through 134 mm like this. You got that line. Now we'll extend this to meet there. Extend this to up to this line. This line you are extending to there. Okay, then you got that point. Now you can erase unwanted portions. Trim this line and this line, this line and this line you are selecting, and then you are trimming all these unwanted portions. So you got that portion also. Enter. Now next, you have to draw this this bolt. To draw that bolt, first you have to draw this line. Okay, so that is this distance is from here, it is 74 mm. So offset through 74 mm, 74 mm, this line like this you are offsetting. You got that line, and again you have to offset that through 6 mm and 24 mm. Again offset through 6 mm, this line through 6 mm and 24 mm. Again offset to 24 mm, like this you can offset. So you got that this line also. Now that you have, there's a bolt there. To draw that bolt, just offset that line to 2 mm, offset to 2 mm, this line like this. Then here you have a square, this is a hexagonal bolt, this is 16 mm. So again offset through 16 mm, this line through 16 mm, you got that point. Now just to draw a hexagonal bolt here. Okay, you have to trim this portion first. Trim this portion. You don't need this portion, so that is okay. Now this is 8 mm on either side. Okay, this line you have to again offset through 8 mm, offset through 8 mm, this line to this side and this line to this side. Okay, now you see we'll just offset this line through 2 mm. Okay, so offset that through 2 mm, this line like this. So you got some points here. Now again you have to offset this line to 4 mm. Okay, offset through 4 mm, this line like this. You got the center point. Now extend that to meet there. Extend this to here. Okay, this line you are extending, you'll get that point. Now you draw a curve through all those 3 points. Okay, curve like this, 1, 2 and 3. Now just copy that curve, and you just copy that and move it like this. Then you have to draw one more curve here. So for that you have to extend that line to meet there. So extend this line to here. So you got that point also. Now another curve, arc like this, 1 point, second point and third point. Okay, now you got that one. Now we'll just erase this line, delete this line, you are deleting. Then unwanted portions you can simply erase. Now this here you have a, if you see this one, you can see there is a bolt, supporting bolt here, locking bolt, locking nut there. So to draw that locking nut, this line you have to offset through 8 mm or 10 mm, offset through 10 mm, this line. Okay, so you got that line. Then again you will offset that through 5 mm, offset through 5 mm, this line inwards like this, 5 mm. Now we'll take the mirror image of this one. Mirror, okay, this 1, 2, 3 objects, and first point is this one, and second point is here you can show, and mirror image. mirror image, mirror 1 2 3 objects. Mirror image, first point is this line, okay, and the second point is this line. You got that? And there. Now again we'll take mirror image of this one. Mirror 1 2 3. First point is this one and second point is this one. Enter. You got that curve also. Now you can erase all these unwanted lines. Delete. Now we'll draw lines, straight lines like this. One. Enter. Second line. One more line. One more line. Then one more line from here. This tan. T-A-N. Tan. Okay. Tan to this one. Okay. Again to tan to this one. Tan to this one. So you got that line. Then now one more line from here to here. Okay. Then you can trim unwanted lines. Trim this one, this line, this curve by selecting. Then you can trim all these unwanted portions. Enter. This line you can erase. Delete that. So you got that bolt also. Now you have a washer here. Just draw a line like this. Okay. Then trim unwanted portions. Trim this one, and this one, and this one. You got that line. Then take mirror image of that. Mirror image of that. You got that on the other side here. Then trim that portion also. Trim. Select this portion and this portion you can trim. Enter. Now you got that line. Then you can just now you have this line. This is at a distance of this distance is distance from here. Distance from the center to this one is 75 mm. So this line you have to offset to 75 mm. Offset to 75 mm. This line. So you got that point. Okay. Now just draw a small arc from here. Line from this point like this. And then you can trim that remaining portions. Trim this one and unwanted portions you're trimming. So you got that line also. Now you have this is 7 mm. Okay, this is 7 mm. Six mm. Okay, this distance is linear distance from this one here to here is 24 mm. So you have a 6 mm line there. So offset through 6 mm. This line through 6 mm like this. Enter. Now now you have to remove or trim unwanted lines. Trim. Then unwanted this inner portion also you have to trim. Trim this line and this line, and this portion also you can trim. Trim. So that's it. Now just see this is okay. Now you have to draw that arc here. Circle of radius 65 mm. Okay, before that we'll take mirror image of this one, this side. So mirror image of all these portions. Base point is this one. Like this we'll take mirror image. So you got that on the other side also. Now we will draw a circle of this is radius 65 mm. Circle radius 65 mm. 65 mm radius circle you are drawing. It's coming like this. Some problem with the distance measured. Circle of radius 65 mm. This one is coming like this. So let's do one thing. Some error in the circle center is this one, radius is 65 mm, enter. So that is how it's coming like this. Now some error is there. Okay, so we'll do one thing. I just move this object. Base point is this one and move it like this. You can get that point. Okay, just then a line from here to here, one more line, maybe some correction in the drawing here, some correction is there, so that's why it happened. Some dimension, some error is there. Then here maybe some correction. Okay, anyway, this one, then you can just move it upwards, this all these points, move this line, all these lines, base point, this, and you can just move it so that, and erase this line, and this also some correction is there. This also, we will erase all these lines, unwanted lines, and this also we will erase, delete. Now we will take the mirror image of the sun, this side. Mirror all this one, and base point is this one, and the second point is this one. Now you got that point. Enter. You can draw line from here to here, and one more line from here to here. Then you can trim the unwanted, this portion of the circle. Trim based on this small two lines. Okay, and then you are trimming this portion, so you can get that curve. You got that curve. Now we'll just extend this one. We'll erase all these lines, delete this line also, delete. Okay, then on this one we will extend to that line, extend all this line to here. Okay, this one, and that is not required. These two lines, this line, and this line, and then you will trim this line, trim this portion, this one and this one, then you will extend that to meet there, extend to here, this one and this one. Now you have to offset that. You have to offset this line by 24 mm and 6 mm. Offset through 24, this line like this, and 6 mm. Again offset through 6 mm like this. Okay, now you just extend this line to meet here, extend this line to there, enter, then again extend this these two lines to that meet there. Okay, now you got that point. Now you can erase unwanted portions here. Trim unwanted portions, trim this line, and you can trim these portions, all these inner portions. Okay, now this here you have a line like this. You can this dimension, based on that dimension, now you have you can trim all these portions, trim this line, and you can trim these portions. You got that portion also. Then you have a small line here. Okay, that distance is what is the distance from linear distance from this center, from here to here, that is given as 38 mm. So the center line you have to offset to 38 mm, offset through 38 mm, the center line, offset through 38 mm, the center line, offset through 38, and this line to this side. Okay, now you got that line also. You can trim that unwanted portion, trim this portion, all these lines you can select, and you can trim this portion, this portion, this portion, and this portion. You got that line. Okay, now what else is remaining? So you have a small bush here, and the bush there is some extension like this. So just to draw that line, we will draw like this, center line from here, just like this. Okay, then Adina, you offset that through 4 mm on either sides, offset through 4 mm on either sides, this line like this and like this. Okay, then we'll extend this line to meet there, extend to here this line. Okay, then you can trim unwanted portions, trim, select this line and trim all these unwanted portions. Then you can trim all these interior portions also. Just see the diagram and cut it accordingly, so you don't need all these lines. Trim the circle, and you have to trim all this one, and this one, and then you have some more portions here that you need. In inner portion of that circle also should be removed. So trim based on this line and this line, you are trimming the small circles, these portions. Okay, this one, this one, this one, and enter. So that's all. Okay, now we have to trim this portion also, trim this line, and this portion you have to trim. So that is okay. Now somewhat diagram is completed. Now just we have to hatch it, that's all. Now take the mirror image of the side, this line. Okay, so take mirror image. So for that, mirror one, all these small portions you have to take mirror image. Before that, we have to trim this portion also, trim this line and this line, selecting, and then you are cutting this portion. So you got that line. Now you will take the mirror image. Okay, mirror all these portions you have to say, take mirror image. Based on this point, you can take mirror image, you can take mirror and you get the other side. Okay, now you can trim these unwanted lines here. These lines and all you can just erase, delete, just delete. Okay, now extend that line. This you take the mirror image of this one, and before that extend to this line, this one. Okay, now take the mirror image of that extreme line, mirror mirror image of this line based on this point, these 2 points. You got that point in here. Now you'll draw a line from here to here, a line from this corner to here. Okay, and also extend these two lines there. Extend these two lines there. You get that point. Okay. Now you don't need this box. I mean, vault these portions. Before that, some portions are missing here. Just take mirror image of those portions also. These two lines also you have to take mirror image. Mirror image this line and this line based on this point and this point. You get the mirror image. Okay. Now this you have to trim. Okay. Before that, here this one you have to keep. Remaining portion you have to trim. Okay. So trim this line, and this line. You have to trim this portion, this portion. Sorry, and this portion here to trim. Trim. Select this line, and this line. You have to trim this portion, this portion, this portion, and this portion. So that's it. Now here you have a small fillet. So fillet, there is fillet, chamfer. Okay, chamfer. Distance, you select 5 mm, 5 mm or 3 mm on either sides, 3 mm on this side and this side. You can chamfer it there like this. Enter. Then here this side also you can chamfer. Chamfer distance 3 mm on either sides. Give enter and you can just chamfer that. Enter. Now this is it. Now you can just hatch it. Hatch it accordingly. This one hatch. This one here and here you can hatch this portion. That is different objects actually. Here you have a small undo. Here this is another portion. Okay, so a line from here to here. Okay, then you have to hatch it separately. Hatch this portion. Hatch this line, this one. This line you have to extend, otherwise this hatch will come to this side also. Okay, extend to this curve, this line. Okay, extend to this curve, this line. Here you can see a small gap, so extend to this line, right click this line. Okay, now if you hatch it, it will not close that side. Hatch this pattern here, and here. No, that is another type. Only here. Okay, now you have a hatch it, but in the opposite angle. Take 90 degrees, but in the opposite angle. Okay, 90 degrees. This side, here and here. You can hatch. Then you have bush is there. So to show the bush, you can hatch it, but distance also you have to change. Distance is this one. You just take some other angle. 135 135 degrees, and scale also you have to reduce some 0.5. This one here and here. Okay, then escape. Then you select a hatch, angle to take 90 degrees, this portion and this portion, enter. Okay, and escape. Then again you have to select hatch, otherwise everything will be changed. Hatch, select this one. Now we select the angle 135, distance, scale some 0.5. Okay, then where you have to hatch, bush is there, so that is the bush, so that you have to hatch that and this portion, that and this portion, small portion you're hatching. And again this escape. Then again you have to hatch, angle you take some 45 degrees. Okay, same dimension, same design. Here you are hatching. So that's it. Now you can just dimension that like this, and you can type the plumber block. So that's how you draw a plumber block. Okay, thank you very much for listening to this lecture. Thank you.